Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this traditional quarterly webinar for Klaipėdos Nafta, preliminary unaudited financial results for the 6 months of 2017. My name is Justinas Juknys, and I am an account manager at Nasdaq Vilnius. And today I am pleased to introduce our today's host, Chief Financial Officer of Klaipėdos Nafta, Mr. Marius Pulkauninkas. Before we proceed with the presentation, I will shortly introduce you with the agenda. First of all, Mr. Marius Pulkauninkas is going to comment on Klaipėdos Nafta's performance in the first half of 2017 and inform about current events in the company. Then we will be answering questions after the presentation. We would like to hear from you during today's webinar, so please feel free to send your questions along using the questions box on your webinar control panel. All questions will be answered after the presentation. And once again, for those of you just joining, welcome to today's session. Marius, and then I would like to give a floor to you.
Okay, so good morning, ladies and gentlemen, dear shareholders, investors, and other who are interested in our activities. So first of all, a big thanks to Nasdaq, who, as every quarter, helps us to organize this webinar, and thank you for joining this webinar. So as was already mentioned, I am Marius Pulkauninkas, the CFO of a company, and today I will introduce you the activities of Klaipėdos Nafta for the first half of 2017 and also share our information. So the content of today's webinar is very short introduction about the company. Maybe for those who participate every quarter, so the information will be the same, but for those who participate first time, it will be, I hope, some new information. Afterwards, I share the highlights which happened in the first half of 2017, and later we'll present the financial results for this period. And at the end, we will have a questions and answer session, so please, you're welcome to ask the questions, and I will be glad to answer them. So talking about the company, just a short reminder, our mission, vision, and values. So the mission of KN is to ensure reliable and effective supply of LNG and transshipment of oil products, and our vision to be a reliable operator of oil and LNG terminals that adds value through implemented projects and balanced expansion. So just to remind one more time that we as KN, we are only operator of oil and LNG terminals. We do not sell, do not acquire the LNG or oil products ourselves, so we are not involved in the trading, but we are the operator of the terminals, providing services to our clients, and we want to provide very reliable services, and also we want to add value to our shareholders and our clients, and implement a new project and expand our activities. And the values of a company is initiative, transparency, professionalism and reliability, and social responsibility. Activities of KN are divided into the two main segments, which further are divided in the 4 more segments. So first of all, in oil terminals, we are operating the Klaipėda Oil Terminal, where we provide transshipping services to our clients and customers. And we also operate Subačius Oil Terminal, which is in the Panevėžys district of Lithuania. The main activities there is the storage of a national fuel reserve and also some smaller commercial activities. In terms of LNG terminal segment, so we operate Klaipėda LNG Terminal, which is a full-scale LNG terminal already in operation for in autumn will be 3 years. And the second is Klaipėda small-scale LNG terminal. This terminal is under construction currently, and it will be put into operation very soon. And later on, I will explain or provide more details about the construction work of this terminal. The highlights for the first half of 2017. So what was mainly happened? So in April we signed the agreement with Nordic Investment Bank for the total amount of 20.4 million euros. And this loan is aimed to finance the liquefied natural gas reloading station, so a small-scale station, and the first stage of KN oil terminal expansion projects. The conditions of the agreement is that we can withdraw it in some agreed period of time, so we do not need to take it currently, but we have some agreed period during which we can we withdraw the funds, and also the financial conditions are also, according to our evaluation, very favorable to the company. The second highlight is in June this year, we allocated the LNG terminal capacities for the next gas year. So the gas year starts from 1st October and ends on the end of September. So it will be from 1st October 2017 till end of September 2018, and the gas capacities were allocated to 3 users. So it's the Litgas dedicated supplier, Lietuvos dujų tiekimas, or Lithuanian gas supply, and Achima. So we allocated the capacities for those 3 customers, but also not all capacities were allocated. So the terminal has still spare capacities, and other capacities could be allocated to new customers if they would like to use that terminal for their activities. Also in the middle of June, the board of directors of KN approved the decision to sign the agreements with contractors who will carry the construction works, and it's so-called the second stage of expansion, and we will construct up to 150,000 cubic meters of additional storage capacities, storage tanks in Klaipėda, and they will be dedicated for the light oil products transshipping. And also at the end of June, we have allocated additional LNG capacities for already this gas year. So additional capacities were allocated to Lietuvos dujų tiekimas, or Lietuvos Lithuanian gas supply, and they are from 1st July till 13th of September 2017. So that shows that terminal is flexible, and not the yearly capacities are allocated, but also if a customers needs additional capacities on demand. So the terminal looks, or we as an operator of a terminal look very flexible and are able to allocate additional capacities to our customers. Regarding evaluations and awards, so we are trying to be open and transparent, and this is evaluated by the market. So during the first half of 2017, we received evaluation from Verslo žinios, newspaper in Lithuania. In the transport sector business management 2017, the Klaipėdos Nafta was awarded as the leader of transport sector. And the second award, the Blue Baltic project, which is coordinated by KN. And the aim of the project is to build the LNG value chain in the Baltic Sea. And there are 4 countries participating in the project: Lithuania, Sweden, Estonia, and Germany. And this project was awarded of a leader in the category of infrastructure in the Baltic Sea Forum Awards in Berlin. And from KN side, the Blue Baltic project finance the part of LNG reloading station construction. So we received the European Union support for the construction of a small-scale terminal. Now moving further to the financial results. So probably maybe just explanation a little bit about the presentation. So from when presenting the results for the first half of this year, we decided not to compare only the results with the prior period, the same period and prior year, but also to compare half year by half year, to provide more information and to provide what is the trend in financial results. So in general, we are happy with the results of the first quarter this year. So the total revenue is 22.3 million euros. The EBITDA is 15.2 million euros, and the net profit is 7.4 million euros. If compared to the same period in 2016, so for the first half of 2016, we see that the revenues has decreased as the same as the EBITDA and net profit. But comparing to the second half of 2016, we see that the results are increasing and are better. So just to mention that last year it was not ordinary year. We have a very good first half of the year and not so good second half of the year. So in the first half of the year, the transshipping of especially of oil products was very high, but due to political reasons in the second half of the year, Russia reduced supply of crude oil to Belarusian refineries, and consequently that result in the decrease in the transshipping through the terminals in Lithuania, also in other countries, and this made quite not so good results for us in the second half of the year. So this year, the first quarter was also transshipping was quite low or less because the Belarusian refinery still received less crude oil. But starting from the first quarter, from April, the Belarus and Russia agreed on the renewal of supply of crude oil, and the volumes has increased. So when from that period we saw the increase in the transshipping of oil products for our terminals and other terminals as well. So these volumes are recovering, and in general during the first half of this year we see that the results are, like, let's say, on the average as a long-term or 2-3 years period which was in the past. So talking more in details, so from the total revenues of 52 million euros, the main came from oil terminal and LNG terminal, a little bit from Subačius, so oil terminal and 16 million euros of revenue, LNG terminal 35 million euros, and Subačius oil terminal 1.1 million euro. Comparing to last year, so to the first quarter of 2016, we see that revenues in oil terminal were almost 22 million euros, but the second half of 2016 was only 12 million euros. So the increases decrease from the first half 2016, but increase from second half of 2016. The LNG revenues are almost in the same level. Comparing to the second half, they have increased. And the Subačius oil terminal revenues are also on the same level. A little bit decrease is that we had one commercial client or bigger commercial client in 2016, and this agreement ended due to market situation. Talking about the EBITDA structure, so EBITDA the same decreased comparing to the second half of 2016, but increased from second half of 2016, and you can see the figures on the screen. So the total EBITDA of oil terminal is 9 million euros, LNG terminal 6 million euros, Subačius oil terminal a little bit less than 1 million, and other related activities, LNG related activities, generate negative EBITDA because we are still not generating the revenues, but already have some expenses incurred. But the revenues will start, we will start earning revenues when the terminal will be put into operations. Now talking about each segment in more details. So the transshipping volume in oil terminal in the first half 2016 was 4.4 million euros. In second half last year was 2.9 million euros, and the first half this year 3.2 million euros. So increased from the previous half of a year by 12%, comparing to the same period last year, decreased by 26%. But net profit is 5 million euros for the first quarter, and we evaluate that this result is quite affordable, or it's similar as it was expected. And also to mention one more time that it was decrease in transshipping mainly due to decrease in supply of crude oil from Russia to Belarus. Also, if you see the export from Orlen Lietuva decreased as well, but this was caused that this year the refinery took the repair works in the spring, and last year it was done in autumn. So it was just one time, each year it is made some repair works in the refinery. So it was done earlier this year. So in March the result of transshipping were less, but we expect that this will recover to the yearly volume during this year. Subačius oil terminal, so the results are not so significant in terms of a total company results, but revenues also on the same level. Net profit is lower, as I mentioned, due to terminating of a contract with a commercial client. It was ended according to the plan, and it was not prolonged. And the EBITDA is almost on the same level as first quarter and second quarter of 2016. Talking about LNG terminal, so the revenues are 35 million euros, net profit 3 million euros, and EBITDA is 6 million euros, so almost similar results comparing to the last year first and second quarters. Regasification decreased in the first quarter this year comparing to both quarters last year. But just to mention one more time that our LNG terminal activities are regulated by the National Commission for Prices and Energy Regulation, and our revenues and consequently EBITDA and profit does not depend on the regasification volumes. That means that the terminal costs are covered and the return on investment are secured, and the terminal could operate on the low volumes or the high volumes. The revenues of the terminal does not depend on the actual volumes of regasification. So the revenues are almost stable, should be stable, and the EBITDA and net profit should be stable as well. It could fluctuate year by year depending on the actual collection of the funds, but this on the long-term period should be equalized and normalized, so the fluctuation on the long-term period should not be present. Next slide is about the investments of a company. So during the first half of this year, we have invested a little bit more than 10 million euros. During the whole 2016, we invested about 19 million euros. So we are on the same level. And if you see from a slide that in 2012, 13 and 14, a little bit 15, we were invested in the LNG terminal, which is already in operation. And started from 2016, we were implementing two projects. The first project is oil terminal expansion, the first stage and the second stage, and LNG small-scale reloading station construction. And both projects are under implementation currently. And if talking in more details, so LNG reloading station is already in the final stage of implementation. We expect that the terminal will start operating in the testing mode in the end of August, beginning of September, and starting from the end of this year and beginning of 2018, it will start the full commercial operations. As you can see from the picture, all tanks are in place, all 5 tanks are in place, all other equipment is installed, and there are some activities necessary to complete. It's more firefighting systems, some management system and operational system, but all the main technical equipment is already in place and installed. The second two projects is the construction of storage tanks. So they are already completed, and as you can see from the picture, so they are almost completed, and one stage will be, one part will be completed in August, and the second part in the September this year. So those two projects belong to the first stage of expansion. And regarding the second stage of expansion, as I mentioned earlier, so now we are in the process of starting the construction. So there are some projection works in place. We have signed agreements with construction companies, and we will start projecting and making some necessary documentation. And their construction works will begin quite soon. On slide 19, we are presenting the financial figures. It's almost the same information that I have already presented. Just to mention the return on equity, the first quarter of 2016 was 12.5%. Second half of 2016 was 7%, and second year and first half 2017 is 5%. But just to mention, we are calculating the return on equity according to the recommendation from the Turto Bankas, which reviews the activity of a company, and we're calculating the return on equity according to the last 12 months from the end of a period. So first half of 2017, or return on equity for the 13th of June 2017, it takes the period from the last 12 months. So it is the second half of 2016 and the first half of 2017. So as we mentioned, the second half of 2016 was not so good. So due to that reason, the return on equity is lower. But we expect that for the full year of 2017, it should recover and be, as we expected, in line with the last year. Talking very briefly about the balance sheet of a company. So in general, the assets and the equity and liabilities are on the same level, comparing end of 2016 and middle of 2017. So just to mention the change, that there is increase in the non-current assets as we are investing into expansion of a terminal and construction of small-scale terminal, and decrease in the cash as this cash was used for the construction works. From the equity and liability side, the equity has decreased due to more dividends paid than we have earned the profit for the first half of 2017, and no significant change in liability side, or lesser change. So, and that was all about the financial results. So now we can move to the question and answer session. So thank you for the attention, and we are waiting for your questions.
Thank you, Marius, for your presentation. We will now continue with questions in the order that they were received. But before, I'd like to remind you that you can still send your questions online using the section on the right-hand side of the screen. We will start with some questions received ahead of the webinar. We have received 6 questions from one sender ahead of the webinar. So firstly, we can go one by one briefly over these questions. Perhaps, Marius, you have covered some of the material there, but let's start with these questions. So the first question sent from a sender ahead of the webinar is, when company is going to finish the first expansion stage of light oil product storage tank park?
So thank you for all those questions received. So I think I already answered most of these questions. So the first stage of expansion, it has a free project. The first project was expansion of auto fueling capacities. The second part was construction of 2 tanks, 4,000 cubic meters, and the third stage was, third part was building 7 additional smaller tanks. So auto fueling capacities are already executed and it's finished. The second 2 will be completed in October and September this year.
Thank you. The second question is, when company is going to receive the last 2 tanks of LNG reloading station, and when the station is going to start acting?
So I think most of this question is answered as well. So all 5 tanks are already received. So we received 3. After that, we received 2. So all of them are in place. And we expect that the station is going to start activities in testing mode in autumn this year, and full commercial operation from the end of this year and the beginning of next year.
Thank you. The third question is, what is the current situation with the recovery of the transit cargo from Belarus, and are you satisfied with it?
So thank you for this question as well. As I already mentioned in my presentation, so the Belarusian refineries are already receiving the agreed amount of crude oil from Russia. So it's probably a little bit less than it was maximum a couple of years ago, but still it's more than it was in the end of last year. So the products, the recovery to our terminal, transshipping for our terminal is also made. And also during the first half of this year, we have searched due to this situation for alternative suppliers of oil products for our terminal. And we managed to sign a couple of agreements with the new customers. And in general, as you can see from our every month presentation of our transshipping volumes, so the volumes are recovering. And in general, they are on the average level as it was in last year and 2 years ago. So in general, we are satisfied with that, but the situation as it shows is quite intensive in the market, and we have to be to look after the situation in the market very precisely and carefully, and to react to the changes of the market, if any.
Okay, thank you. The fourth question is, what is the current situation with the possibility to push Latvians and Estonians to recognize our LNG terminal as a regional terminal?
So this question is a little bit should be addressed not precisely to us because we are only the operator of a terminal, and the recognition of a terminal as a regional is the discussion between the Latvians and Estonians on the ministers of energy level, and sometimes on the prime minister level. So maybe they could comment on that in more details. But currently there is no decision agreed, or no resolution agreed. So I think if an agreement will be reached, so will be communicated, and probably from the Minister of Energy and Prime Minister office.
Okay, thank you. The fifth question is, what is the current situation with the possibility for Klaipėdos Nafta to take over 25% of Croatia LNG terminal? And what are the potential countries where KN might participate in aspect of LNG terminals? And if I may, we received a similar online question. I will voice it now. The online question sounds, when do you plan to end talks regarding Croatia's LNG terminal, and what part of new venture will Klaipėdos Nafta control? So perhaps you could take these questions at one go.
So thank you for those 2 questions. So first of all, we are not able to comment in details about the projects or the talks that we are not confirmed or agreement signed. assigned, we as KN have a principle that we openly communicate the situation when the agreements are signed. So currently there are no such agreements signed, and we cannot comment until this agreement is signed or if they will be signed. So sorry for disappoint you a little bit on that, but we cannot comment in details about the ongoing projects which are not publicly announced. But in general, as according to our strategy, we're looking into participation in the international projects, and we will definitely announce all the information when the agreements will be signed and or if they will be signed. Regarding the second part of the question, what are the potential countries where Klaipėda Nafta might participate? So we do not limit ourselves to the certain countries. We are looking at the market and where the market goes. So we want to go with the market. So we are looking also at the Europe and the Baltic Sea region, but also in the broader regions in the world where the need for LNG terminals are in place. So in general, we are not limiting ourselves to certain regions, but we are looking at the market conditions and where the market is moving.
Okay, thank you. And the last question received in advance, when company is going to have the third berth instead of having two right now?
Okay, so this is a good question, but also not precise to us. The jetties or the berths, the port infrastructure is operated and constructed and built by the Seaport Authority. So it depends on their investment plans on the global port expansion project. So we are working close with the Port Authority, but not us executing those construction projects. So for us, a little bit hard to evaluate the timeline, but in general, it should be as we expected, and we are discussing with the Port Authority, so it could be done in a couple of years from now.
Okay, thank you. So these are all of the questions that we have received so far in advance or online during this session. You are still able to pose the questions if you may wish. We'll give you a second to do that. Okay, so looks like we don't have any more questions at the moment. So with that, I would like to thank Mr. Marius Pulkauninkas for joining us and for his presentation and for giving answers to the questions. And on behalf of Klaipėdos Nafta, thank you everyone for participating. It was a pleasure being with you at traditional webinar here today. As a reminder, a record of the presentation will be available in the Nasdaq Baltic YouTube channel webinar playlist, and you will receive also a follow-up email as well with a direct link to today's recording. So thank you very much once again, everybody, for your time, and have a good day.